What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be reacting to your messages that you sent me about the Detroit Lions. Whether they were questions, opinions, thoughts, ideas, whatever they were, we're reacting to them in today's video. Today's video is a little bit longer. Also, keep in mind that I will be wearing different clothes throughout the video. See, the first half of the video was recorded a couple days ago. The second half was recorded today. Plus, as you guys know, when I get to editing, I like to throw in different, thoughts and ideas as I'm going. So, yeah, there'll be some scenes where I cut in and I say some other stuff. So just keep in mind, it's a kind of a long video. But if you guys were in this video, if you had your message in there, go in the comment section below, timestamp where you were talking. That way I can kind of match up your name with the voice that I was able to listen to. If you guys want, you don't have to, but if you want to. Also, anybody can call in anytime. Just leave a message. When I ask for your name, don't really worry about it. Just say whatever, just so, you get a name out there. I don't actually hear the name, but again, I won't answer. So just let it go to voicemail, leave a message. And if you guys want to send me some of these after tomorrow's game with some reactions, then maybe we'll react to them for the game. Maybe that'll be part of our takeaways video. So yeah, this is a long video, so I don't want to keep this too long. I'll see you guys in there. I appreciate all of you guys for calling in. Keep in mind, I don't have all the answers. Okay, these are just my thoughts and opinions. And yeah, enjoy. Let's get it started.
I got to shout out DoseOfDion, man, because it was actually the first time I went live on YouTube. And, guys don't know, DoseOfDion, he put out a lot of good content for the Detroit Lions.
What's good, man? Wow. It's kind of exciting me leaving you, even just the voicemail. I've been a fan for a while. Huge Detroit Lions fan, by the way. And I just, love your content. I love that you're someone who can actually give out good information, as soon as it comes out to the Lions community, because I don't feel like there's enough of us out there. So I just wanted to say thank you, but I got a few questions for you.
All right, let me pause right there and just say big thank you. I appreciate that. That makes me feel good. Everything you just said, really do appreciate that. That is awesome. I'm super glad you sent me a voicemail. Let's hear those questions. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to talk over. That's my thing.
I'm just thinking here, what do you think about Golladay's future with the Lions? Because Kenny Golladay is one of my favorite players, but he's just hurting it. Contract extension seemed like a no-brainer a few months ago, but now he's getting hurt constantly, and it seems like he's getting more and more injury prone every time he comes back in. So I'm wondering what you think about his future, because I want him here, but also I don't want to pay big bucks to a receiver who's going to be constantly getting hurt. So I want to know what you think about Golladay.
That's a good question. All right, I'm going to pause right there. Let's try to answer this one. This one is tough. Golladay, he's been dealing with really the same hip injury for I think this is going to be a fifth straight game. I think it's like a fifth straight game. It's been a while since we've had Kenny Golladay on the field. Now, when it comes to his contract extension, I'm assuming he's going to get paid by someone as a top 5 receiver, even with the injury. I still think he's going to get paid huge money. So I think it really does depend on things that it's important to have a guy like Kenny Golladay on their team, that he thinks he needs that. Does Beryl Bevel think he needs that? I mean, if you watch the Lions game so far this year, really aside from our last game, it would tell you that we need Kenny Golladay. I would love to keep Kenny. I know he's going to get paid as one of the top guys. So I could definitely see if the Lions, say Darrell Bevell doesn't get the job, say we go another direction, I could definitely see him walking in free agency and, the Lions just try to hit on something else. But it's going to be tough. I mean, this is a guy we drafted. It was a beautiful draft pick. The guy is an absolute beast. Comes to his injury, I really don't know if it's going to be something that keeps coming back. I mean, it was a non-contact injury, so those are always scary. Some people think that right now he's actually, because of his contract situation, he's holding out because of that. I don't know if I would say that. I really don't know. It's tough for me to say that because I'm not sure if he really is or not. I don't want to say he is if he's not. So it could just be he is simply injured. Again, he was just kind of holding his hip. I think he did a little slant route and he hurt himself. I don't know if that's something that's going to keep returning. I know if it's some kind of back injury. I had something happen to my back, a couple years ago, and it always comes up. My back is always hurting at certain times. I'll have to stretch it out. So I know it's something that probably could bother him for a while. I think this simply just comes down to, if you're looking at it right now, I could definitely see, if Bevel won the job, him wanting to bring Kenny Golladay back. I can definitely see that, because I think he adds just a complete different dynamic to our offense. But if it's someone else, they may not view it as that important to have to put that much money towards a receiver. That's just my thoughts, but that's a very good question, and it's very difficult to answer. Woo.
I want to know what you think about DeAndre Swift, because DeAndre Swift, he's great. In my opinion, he's great. He hasn't had many chances to prove himself. They didn't name him started for week 10, which was a mistake, but Patricia, I'm so glad him and Bob Quinn are gone. But I want to know what you think, because he's been hurt now, and now it's sort of an illness, so I want to know if you think he'll come back the same, or if they're going to limit his time there. or they're going to limit how long he's on the field. I just want to know what you think about him.
I like that. Okay, I'm going to pause it. I love that question. I think DeAndre Swift will come back, and I don't think he'll be very limited. I think he'll be our #1 running back. I think because it's an illness, I'm not too worried about him coming back and as the same player necessarily. I think he'll come back and still be great, because it was an illness. It wasn't necessarily like some kind of injury that he's long time recovering for. The concussion's always concerning, but I think he'll come back as the same great player. I agree, he is great. He's a very good player, and I'm glad that, he's starting to get his opportunities here and just show how great he can be. But I think he'll have I don't think he'll be super limited. I think he practices every day this week. I don't think he'll be limited. I think he'll be our #1 versus the Packers, and I expect him to have a big role. All right, let's keep it going.
Also, this might be a bit long. Also, about Stafford, what do you think of his future with the franchise? Because people have been talking about how, hey, maybe the Colts are a good fit for him because Philip Rivers will retire next year. No one really knows about Stafford, but I'm hoping he stays. But there's been some reports that he might get traded, which is not totally out of the question, I don't think. And if he does end up getting cut or traded, who do you think we're going to bring in place of him?
Woo, that is tough, man. You got me with all the tough questions, man. These are just tough to answer. And I think, there's really no wrong answer to a lot of these because we're just kind of waiting to see. But with Matthew Stafford, personally, I think he'll be here next year. If I was a betting man, I'd bet that he is here next year. His future, that's tough because he only does have the 2 years left on his deal, kind of. So I think he will be here next year if I was betting. I think it does, though, come down to what Stafford wants. Getting a call while I've never had that. I got a call. Continuing with your question, I think Matthew Stafford, I think he will be here next season if I was guessing, but I think it does come down to what he wants. I think ultimately he's just going to come down. I'm a Sheila Ford Hampkin say it comes down to the next coaching staff, and in a way it does, but I think it does come down to what Stafford wants. Does Stafford want to play for this team and go through what we could potentially be going through, which could be a rebuild? Does he want to be the mentor to a young guy? Does he want to be on a team that's kind of restarting again? Or does he want to potentially look to go somewhere else and say, just find a deal, find a way to move me out. I want to go try something else because I really don't want to spend, these years. I don't know how long I have left right now in this situation. And I think the last 5 games have a lot to that. I really do believe if Bevel is able to somehow turn this thing around and he has a very good final 5 games and he's brought back, I definitely think Stafford's going to be here because I think everybody realizes how hard it is to find a quarterback, and also because of the money situation, it just makes sense to keep him, okay? It just makes sense, and then it makes sense to draft someone to develop behind him. But if he does want to move on, and you can't hold him here if he does, then I think it's going to be, it'll be a rookie quarterback. And if he's not here, I would almost guarantee they draft someone with their first pick is going to be a quarterback. Their first pick in their draft, wherever that is, will be a quarterback, and that'll be our starter next season. Lions, keep in mind, they also have Chase Daniel, and he's locked up for a few years. So, unless they try to move him, you'd have Chase Daniel here, so maybe they'd start Chase Daniel. I don't think they'd start Chase Daniel. I don't know what you're going to do. That whole Chase Daniel situation is kind of a mess now if you move Matthew Stafford, right? Because let's say you move Matthew Stafford, you go with a young quarterback. You kind of have Chase Daniel there then as a backup. I guess you could just leave him as your backup to a young guy. Maybe he'd help out the young guy. I don't know. I don't think you're going to want to start Chase Daniel, so that's kind of a weird predicament they kind of have themselves in there. Also, with Matthew Stafford, whether or not he'd want to be here. We know that he has kids, and, they probably go to school, or they're going to go to school soon, and who knows if he wants to move him out of that, right? He has the life outside of football also that he has to worry about. I think he wants to play in Detroit. I think if he didn't want to, he probably honestly wouldn't be here. They've already asked to leave. So I think he really wants to win and play in Detroit. It just depends on how much he wants to try to go win and where the Lions are sitting at next season. But I think he does want to play here. And, I think he wants to be here. But I think there's also that family side of things. We know he had his house up for sale. I don't know if it ever sold or anything like that. I don't know if he ever actually sold his house. But I also know he has kids, and they're going to go to school and things like that. So does he really want to move his family? I think there's a lot of those that you have to keep in mind is how much of that is not with football, how much of that is family life that does affect a guy like Matthew Stafford and his decision. To the point where he's thinking, okay, I'll move them now, and we'll figure out the the schooling, and they can grow up in the next place that we move to. Again, I'm just not sure about a lot of that. It just comes into then who you're bringing in, right? Who are you bringing in? Because Stafford, you know what? Even if Bevel gets fired, he may want to be with the next coach that comes in here. He may want to work with that guy. But I think ultimately it just comes down to Stafford and what he wants to do with his future.
But yeah, thank you very much for sharing my questions. These are just questions I've been pondering for the longest time, and I want to know what you think. So yeah, hope you get in the video. Peace out, man.
Hey, I'm glad you made the video. Look, these are tough questions, and look, I don't know all the answers. Well, I'm kind of waiting to see like you are. I'm just going with my gut on a lot of these and just the numbers and things, and I don't know if there's wrong answer to any of this. I would love to see Stafford here, but those are just my thoughts, and I appreciate the heck out of you for this calling.
Hey, this gonna lie, we about to go get this done again.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we about to go get this W,
That was great. I was trying to understand what was going on there. That was good. Okay, we'll do one more because that one was that was a single. I liked it though. It was something to mix it up. I like it. That's good.
Sup, Dose? I was just thinking about the future. And I was maybe thinking, even if we do sign Marvin and Kenny, I feel like we should still draft Devontae Smith, of course, if Micah Parsons isn't on the board. Well, I'd take Micah Parsons in a heartbeat. But I feel like we should still take him because we just need someone to help Matthew Stafford take our offense basically to the playoffs. And then I think we could address our defense in free agency or just later in the draft. So, thank you.
That's interesting. I'm not completely great with the draft right now. You know, when the offseason hits, I'll be much better. I do know those players that you're talking about, the wide receiver and the linebacker, of course. Some big names there. I think he said even if we sign Marvin, like bring Marvin Jones Jr. back, we should get another receiver. I could see that happening. You know, Amendola, he's on his last year. You know, Amendola's on last year, Galladay's on his last year, Marvin's on his last year. So even if we brought back Marvin and Golladay walked and Amendola walked, guy like Quintez Cephas, he'll be here. You know, he'll do his thing. So editing me hopping in here. So I think you said, and we bring back Kenny Golladay. So if we brought back Kenny Golladay and Marvin Jones, let's say we let Amendola walk, I don't think at that point you could take a wide receiver that high in the draft. Now, I don't know where Smith is going to go, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be like a top, you know, maybe a first-round pick, maybe second. I don't think you can go that high in the draft because I just think it's already a lot of capital you're putting towards two wide receivers. You put a lot of money then between two wide receivers there. So I don't think they'd go that high in the draft because I think then they'd have other places that they'd want to focus, whether that's the defensive line, linebacker, cornerback, safety, running back, whatever that may be. So I don't think they'd go with another high wide receiver unless maybe they brought in some kind of offensive-minded coach that's like, hey, I want to score 40, so we're just going to get as many weapons as possible. I wouldn't think that'd be the case, but I mean, maybe it'd be fun to watch. There's no question about that. I think the Lions brought back Marvin and Kenny Golladay. You have Jamal Agnew on the final year of his deal, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there. You'd be walking Danny Amendola as well. You would have Quintez Cephas. So I think it'd be really just looking for a slot kind of guy, right? Are you going to bring back Jamal? Are you going to maybe even bring back Amendola again? I mean, hey, wide receivers can play for a long time as long as they're, you know, putting in the work, if they're staying healthy, taking care of themselves. So you could. But if they didn't, then I think at that point, yeah, I mean, you could draft a slot. You could sign one, but it could be later. I think you just start looking for a quicker guy that can help in the inside. You don't necessarily need someone high that's on the outside that goes up and win ones on one-on-ones. Again, unless you bring in someone offensive mind that's looking like this as an air raid attack where he just wants the best wide receivers, and maybe you know what, maybe that's exactly what he wants to do. I would doubt that. But if you put some money between Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay, I think at that point the Lions are thinking, okay, yeah, we can add another slot wide receiver, but we're not going to spend a lot of money here. We're not going to give a high pick for this. This would be more like a 5th round, 6th round pick, because I don't think you need to go super high to get a day one impact type of player in the draft for the wide receiver position. I don't think you need that, especially if it's not a guy that you're really relying on because you don't have a top wide receiver. I mean, he would be like your 3rd, 4th option then. I mean, he'd probably be even lower than that knowing you have Swift, Hockenson. He'd be like your 5th, 6th option when it comes to who you're targeting with the ball. So I think you could wait a little bit in the draft there and get some help a little bit later. Now, to your point to the whole Devontae Smith, I could see them going to the top wide receiver if Marvin, if Golladay, you know, if both those guys walk, because then they need a top weapon. But now the question goes back to the whole Matthew Stafford situation. Is Stafford here? Because if Stafford's not here, well, now you have to get a top, you know, use your top pick on a quarterback. So are you going to go kind of the Bengals route, get a quarterback, and then also, you know, get a wide receiver, kind of like they did with T. Higgins and they did with Joe Burrow? Is that the kind of situation we're going to be in? Or, I mean, you look at a team like the Cowboys, right? They didn't really need a wide receiver, but they went out and got CeeDee Lamb because he was there. Was that really necessary? Are the Lions in that same boat right now? Is Stafford here? That is a huge thing that ties together with taking, you know, who's your first pick is going to be next season. Whether or not Stafford's here is really going to decide that, in my opinion. And then he says Parsons, the linebacker. I could definitely see Parsons, especially if we get a guy like Robert Saleh as next head coach. I could definitely see him going linebacker. I'm just saying, I could see it. I could really see it. I'm back. So I'm wearing different clothes now. This is a different day. This is actually Saturday. We're gonna react to the rest of the voicemails that I do have. Again, you guys could always call into this. Just keep in mind, I don't exactly know when I'm gonna be recording, but you guys can always call in whatever thoughts you got. If it's after a Lions game, you know what we might do? After next Lions game, we might have to take some call-ins and we might have to just listen to those. So, okay, let's continue with this thing. Let's check it out. We got a lot to go through. So let's get it started. Here we go.
Hey, what's going on, DoseOfDion? This is Strap the Beast calling all the way from Memphis, Tennessee.
Woo, Memphis, Tennessee. Okay, I see you. Let's keep going. My bad. I'm sorry.
Be exact. I'm calling about this situation that we got going on. I'm not thinking about no draft. I'm thinking about making the playoffs. You know, bringing home a bowl to the Detroit Lions. You know, they got a great team. Adrian Peterson, DeAndre Swift, Coach Bevel, the rest of them, Kenny Golladay. Let's just hype it up, man, to get this championship, man, at least into the playoffs. We ain't worried about no draft right now. We're worried about that later on. Right now, we are one game behind Minnesota Vikings. And, you know, just putting together a great game plan. I love the intensity, the hard work that they put in to beat Chicago Bears, and I'm riding with them. I've been an Adrian Peterson fan for going on 13 years, going on 14 years. So I'm ready to see what we can do. I think we can beat Green Bay. We just got to confuse Aaron Rodgers, throw everything we got at them, and hold two people. And that's the running back and their wide receiver. And we should be good. You know, we should be good. Just bring what we can. Everson Griffin off the side. Hopefully Flowers, run them, make them move, make them get a little confused, and we'll have it. So, call from Memphis, Tennessee, Strap the Beast. I'll let you. And I do support your channel, man. Keep going. Love your videos. Watch them every day.
Oh, hey, I appreciate that. I'm sorry if I said the name wrong. It tries to like word out the words you're saying, so I apologize. It says Trapper Beef or Trapper Beast. I don't know. Either way, it sounds cool. Now let me say this. I love it. I love it. Everything you got, I love it. I'm not thinking about no dang draft. No. Playoffs. Yeah, we are talking about playoffs. Playoffs, yeah, that's what we're talking about, okay? I don't think about the dang draft. The offseason is 1, 2, it's a lot of months, okay? I'm worried about the season, man. We got an opportunity here. We got the toughest strength of schedule. If we can get into the playoffs with this strength of schedule, watch out. That's all I gotta say, watch out. Shout out to you. I love the call, man. That was awesome. Hopefully we can get Trey Flowers back at some point. You know, hopefully he gets back. Same thing with Kenny Golladay. Those guys can get healthy. But, woo, I love it. Sorry if I messed up your name. I didn't mean to do that. You know I didn't mean to do that. But I do love your call, and I appreciate it. For Memphis, Tennessee, my man. Okay, let's keep it going.
DoseOfDion. What's going on?
Oh, I know who this is. Wait, this is my boy. I know who this is. This is my boy John.
John Kapler.
Yep.
This is what the Lions need to do.
Let's get it.
This is what needs to happen. The Lions playoff game, it starts this Sunday versus the Packers. You want to get to the playoffs? That's who you would be playing, is the Packers. So everyone, and I mean everyone, needs to come off of injury. I don't care if it's Deshaun Hand, Austin Bryant. Yes. I don't care if it's our running back and he's got shredded ribs. Oh. He needs to be in. We need every player. Trey Flowers, get in there. I don't care if you're hurt or not. You want the playoffs, you need to beat the Packers this Sunday. All hands on deck. I don't care if you're hurt or not. You need to get in there and try. You want to get into the playoffs? This is your playoff game. You do not beat the Packers, you are not going to the playoffs. So, this is your pre-playoff game. Get in there and win. In the words of DoseOfDion, I'm out.
Hey, my man, I see you. Hey, John, appreciate the call, man. Really do. That's awesome. You know what? You said something there that I think was really good. If you made the playoffs, this is the team that you'd be playing playoffs. There's a very good chance you would play the Packers in the playoffs because of the seed you get. So you're absolutely right in saying that this is kind of like a playoff game. And the advantage we have here is we're home. Do we have injuries? Yeah, but we're home. So, John, you hit it right on the head. Again, I love the playoff talk. Let's get it. Big game tomorrow, man. Come on. All right, next call. Let's get it. Appreciate you, John.
This is all Lions. We can beat the Packers. That's all we got to do is believe. Believe in ourselves.
Okay, well, we got to call in as we're doing this, so we'll probably have another voicemail. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's keep it going.
Dig down deep, and we can do this. You gotta believe in yourself. We can do this.
Like it.
Go Lions. Go Pistons. This is what they tell us on Sunday. Just blow them out. Go Lions.
I like the call-in. I like that. We're hearing the beep at the end. I like the call-in. That was great. You got to believe in yourselves, man. If you don't believe, it ain't going to happen. You got to believe first. I completely agree with you there. Thank you for the call-in. Let's get on to the next one. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be quick because we got a lot of them. Let's get it.
Yo, what up, Dion?
What up, man?
I was just wondering if you think maybe Kenny Golladay's, like, holding off playing to get, like, paid. And also, do you, like, are you, like, going on with YouTube? Or are you, like, trying to become, like, a head coach? Or, like, what do you have planned for your future? If you could answer that. Thanks. Love your content, bro.
Hey, man, I appreciate that call. That was a great call-in. Okay, answering the first question, the whole Golladay situation. It's hard not to. I mean, the only reason I feel like he'd be holding out right now is because he doesn't, want to risk maybe any kind of injury because he knows he's about to get paid this offseason. The Lions haven't paid him yet, so, he just wants to make sure that he's healthy. So it definitely could be a factor. It could be. I mean, we really only know what Bevel tells us, and he's telling us he's improving, but I mean, hey, that's all we know. So it definitely could be. I don't want to act like it's not part of that it couldn't be part of the equation of what's going on right now with Kenny Golladay. What am I doing with YouTube? Like, what? Hey, head coach? I'd love to be coach somewhere. I would love to. That'd be awesome. But I don't really know. It's not completely all set out, all planned out. I'm just kind of rolling with it. Maybe it's YouTube. Maybe I don't know. I'd love to work for the Lions. That's the number one goal. That's the top of the list. But I don't know, man. But I do appreciate that. So I'm just kind of rolling with it and just kind of see what happens. And if I see cool opportunities, I'll be like, hey, I'm here. You can. Thank you for the call. Let's get on to the next one. Okay.
Yo, what's good in the hood, Dion?
What's good in the
Want to say what's up?
Okay, what's good, man?
Lions are the GOAT, and should we have taken Herbert or Tua over Okuda? Let me know, bruh. Anyways, peace.
Love the call, man. Oh man, I hate to do these because I love our guys that we drafted, man. It's like, okay, this is our guy now. I don't care about nobody else. Personally, I didn't love Tua, so I won't change my thoughts there. Look, it's tough. I mean, if the mandate wasn't there, I think they could have definitely taken a quarterback, but I think because the mandate was there that they had to be a playoff contender, they just saw no reason to draft a quarterback. They didn't think it made any sense. So, looking back on it, if you knew you were going to go 4-7, if you knew Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia were going to be fired, I think taking a quarterback would have been a very solid option. And, I think there was quarterbacks we'd have taken even in the mid-rounds that maybe we passed upon because we knew we had to win now. So I think that kind of made it difficult to take a quarterback. So hindsight, if we knew this was going to turn out like it was, yeah, you could have definitely taken a quarterback. But you didn't know that. They didn't know that. They were fighting for their jobs. They were playing for their jobs. So at the time, they couldn't take a quarterback. But I love the call, man. I appreciate it. Let's keep it rolling, man. Let's keep it going. Oh. I don't know if this was on purpose. I don't know if this is on purpose. You might be talking. I can't tell. Maybe like you're blocking your mic. Okay, well, I appreciate the call in, but okay, maybe to try again. Whoever that was. Here we go.
What's up, DoseOfDion? I love your content, dude. Keep grinding. I love the daily post every day. I watch all your videos. Hopefully the Lions can beat the Packers tomorrow Sunday and get in the playoffs. It would be amazing if we take down the Packers and Vikings, dude. I just want to keep Stafford and Daryl Bevel, man. I think he brings a different aspect to our team right now. I just love it. And hopefully we can pay Kenny, but I don't know how that's happening. I don't think he wants to be here anymore. But I like all your content, dude, and keep it up. And I hope you stay healthy and safe during COVID and have a good holiday season. See ya.
Hey, my man, shout out to the call-in. I love that. That was a great call-in. Thank you, okay? First off, I appreciate the heck out of it, man. I'm glad you guys like the daily uploads. I really do. I really do appreciate. That's awesome. It's really cool. Watch some of my videos. That's awesome. It says, hopefully the Lions can beat the Packers. You said tomorrow night. I mean, Sunday. Hey, it is tomorrow now, so you're right on it. Hopefully the Lions can beat the Packers. Yes, please, man. Please. I just want to beat the Packers. I just don't like them, man. I don't like them. Like, I want to beat them, you know? So hopefully we do beat the Packers and we beat the Vikings. Let's finish this division. Running the table 3-3 in the division. If we get into the playoffs, man, I want to keep Stafford too. I'm right with you there. I'm a big Stafford guy. Steroid level, you know, hey, we'll see how this thing goes, but I mean, you know, okay, there was some reason to believe after that first game against the Bears. So I'm excited. I am super excited now for tomorrow's game. Like it just got a whole lot more interesting. You know, they say that like the college football thing. Either way, I appreciate the call-in. Thank you very much. You as well. Stay healthy. You know, have a great holiday season. Drink hot chocolate. It's good. I'm serious. Get the one with marshmallows in it, though, because without marshmallows, like, marshmallows. All right, next call-in.
What up, Dion?
What up?
Just calling just to ask a question.
Okay.
An opinion, too. What jersey I put on Sunday, you think? Megatron, Stafford, which one's a good luck charm, you think? Golladay, what was that? Jones?
Dang.
What do you think? Which one should I put on for good luck on Sunday?
Hey man, you got a nice collection going there. I see you. Golladay, Jones, Stafford, Megan, what? Hey, you're killing it over there. All right. Personally, I wore Stafford last week and he balled out. So I'm gonna do that again. You can join me. Maybe he'll ball out even more, or maybe try Marvin Jones. Hey, Marvin Jones, like. This guy can have some big games within the division. He's going to be our #1 receiver. Marvin Jones has been coming alive lately. Maybe we showed him some support. So I'm going to rock with Stafford. You could go with Jones or Stafford as well. You got a nice collection there. I appreciate the call, and thank you very much. Let's get into the next one. We got a couple left, guys.
What up, Dion? I said the same thing when I was supposed to say my name. So that was smart, I guess.
You know why it does that? Because if I actually answered the call, it'll tell me who's calling. It'll be like, hey, you're getting a call from, or whatever you guys said. But you guys can just say anything. You can say like popcorn. It doesn't matter. You can say anything as long as she stops talking. Then they just get her to stop talking and then just leave your message. I don't actually hear that part, but I'm sorry. I should have explained that. Here we go.
Yeah. Anyways, so I'm glad you're still doing your show.
Yes,
I appreciate you putting.
Wait, I know who this is. Hold up. I know who this is. Without hearing his name, is this my boy? Is this Big Baby? Big Baby Zubas? That's who this is. Let's keep it going. If it's not, I'm sorry. I thought that's who it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, so I'm glad you're still doing your show. I appreciate you getting all this in-depth work into the city and into this team, you know. Hopefully they'll get a win today. Or today. It's Sunday or whenever. I don't know when you're going to be watching over these or reacting to them, but you know, it sucks what happened overall this season, but I think we could really pull something out, pull some magic out, and then change things around. Who knows, maybe we can convince Slay and coming back. That'd be nice. I don't know. I'm thinking too hard, but dude, we got a good shot. Let's just see what they can do to Green Bay. All right.
All right, thank you for the call in. If I'm wrong on who that is, my bad. But I appreciate that. What was I gonna say with this one? Yeah, man. Yeah, I hope we beat them too. Like I really want to win this game. And you're right about the whole maybe we pull off some match. This season definitely hasn't gone as planned. It's been like, okay, dang. But I mean, it's not about how you start. It's not about the middle. It's about how you finish. And that's with everything, honestly, man. In a movie or a TV show. When you watch that movie could be time. You're like, all right, this movie's okay. But if that ending is great and you're like, dang, I was not ready for that. Or you're just like, wow. Like the ending is just smacks. Then all of a sudden, all the rest of the stuff looks much better than what it maybe was. So if you end it strong, if we can end it magically, like you said, no one cares about the other stuff, man. So I appreciate your calling. I love it, man. We got one more. We got one more short one here. Let's get it.
Okay, I was wondering, what chances do we have to beat the Green Bay Packers? Like, what do we have to do to beat them? No.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay, thank you for the question. I have a couple videos if you want to check out like the film and stuff. Like I have the offense, defense, but I will sum it up. Chances, this is going to be difficult. I can't lie. I think this is the best game we play left this year, even as it being a home game. I think this is the toughest game we play left this year. To me, Green Bay is a Super Bowl contender with teams like New Orleans. I think they're one of the best teams in the league. So I think they're definitely going to be extremely difficult to beat. It's going to be very difficult to win this game. But like my man said earlier, John, hey, this is going to be a playoff matchup if you make it in anyways. Look, for me, I think defensively, you got to be extremely aggressive. I think you got to get after it. You got to try to confuse, do whatever you can to try to throw Aaron Rodgers off his game. It's not going to be easy. You probably won't be able to really do it. But if you can get one turnover, you can make one major mistake, one big sack, something like that, you're going to give up a lot of points. There's no question. They had the best scoring offense. But if you can give me one extra possession, if you can do one thing to flip some of the momentum defensively, now we're in a good spot. And offensively, you have to come with the mindset that we have to drop 30+. If we don't score 30 in this game, I talked to my guy, Pack Daddy, he said that the line is 30. The number is 30. That's the magic number for the Lions. They got to score at least 30. I completely agree with that. We got to put up 30 points in this game. And, look, mistakes killed us last time. Penalties really put us at a position where now they had opportunities before half, and they went up and they scored, and then they came out of half and they scored again, and we were behind. We fell behind just like that. And then we had the interception. So mistakes, they can't be there. We can't have those little mistakes. You're going to make mistakes, and you're going to have penalties, but you can't have those extremely timely ones because they really hurt us. We had one on 3rd and 10 that made it 3rd and 25. Couldn't get the first, and we were about to be in field goal range. Those are things that we just can't do. We've got to clean it up. We just got to play clean. We got to play a clean game. So, look, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very difficult. We're going to need a lot of things to go right, I think, just because I know Green Bay's division opponent, they're going to play their butts off versus us. They're not going to sleep versus us. I don't think they'll be asleep versus us. They're going to want to go out there and smack us. So, you know what? The Lions need to come out there with that same mentality that, hey, I don't care what we did in the past. This is who we are. We just beat the Chicago dang Bears on the road. Let's go out there and tap some Packers. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Come out there with some energy, play aggressive, play clean game offensively, and I think that's how it happens. But it's going to be difficult, but it should be awesome. So I think that is all the call-ins. I appreciate you guys. Let me check here just to make sure that's everything. But I think that's it, man. I think that is it. So if I didn't get to your call-in, I did get to everybody's call-in. Guys, make sure you call in, man. Leave anything there. And again, when I ask your name, you don't have to say your name. You could say anything. You could Jerry West. Michael Jordan. So that is all the messages that I have up to this point. So I did catch up on everybody. But again, feel free to leave some messages whenever you guys got it. If I'm late, if I don't react to it right away, just keep in mind that, hey, I'm going to let them pile up a little bit so we can do videos like this. But again, make sure you guys send me some messages maybe after tomorrow's game of some reactions, how you guys are feeling. And we might react to those. So yeah, that's it. That's it for today's video. I appreciate all of you guys for stopping in. Thank you for all the call-ins. Very kind words, and I really do appreciate that. You guys are awesome, man. It's crazy. Thank you for watching, and I'm out. Are you kidding me right now? I had to put my helmet on for this one. Are you kidding? Look at this. Look at all these members. What? Yo, hey. Shout out to all the members, man. Look how many All-Pro members there are. Like, literally, it's the whole screen, dog. This is crazy. The patrons, of course, the Hall of Fame members, man. Y'all got the gold color. It's kind of yellow, but it's supposed to be gold. Shout out to all the members, man. If you want to be a part of this, all you got to do is join the channel. But there are perks that come with it. Stay locked in the community tab if you are a member, because that's where a lot of information comes out. I appreciate all of you. What?